now going to talk to Gordon Bowdell, who is the building director here in West Bloomfield Township. He has been the West Bloomfield Township's building director since 2019, and he works with the other township officers and his team to make sure that every building in West Bloomfield is up to code and safe for our community. So good morning, welcome.
Hi, Maddie. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So let's first talk about your job as the building director here in West Bloomfield and tell us maybe a little bit about your background and what brought you to this job here.
Yeah, so my background sort of is in planning and zoning, and I've done here in West Bloomfield, I oversee all the building process for commercial construction, residential construction, which entails zoning, planning, construction, building codes, and inspections. So any building that you're occupying here in West Bloomfield that's been inspected and they have a C of O.
And then let's talk about that building permit process as someone is looking to get a permit to start building somewhere here in West Bloomfield. What is that process like, and who would they go to here in the township in West Bloomfield?
Yeah, so first, it's always good to reach out to our building department. We can elaborate on the process for your specific project. Generally, first of all, not all homes require, or not all repairs require permits. Painting, carpeting don't require permits, but most projects do require permits. And you'd submit your application generally with plans to our office. We would review those plans to make sure that they comply with all building codes, zoning codes, and grading codes. And then as long as they do, we would issue a permit for your construction to commence, and we would do inspections through that construction process.
And then Gordon, as a building director, you guys also have a couple of ordinances that you want to make sure the West Bloomfield community is adhering by. Can you tell us maybe about the purposes of those ordinances, as well as maybe what some of those things are?
Yeah, so the primary code that the building department enforces is the Michigan Building Code. It's Michigan Building Code, and then there's also the Michigan Residential Code. We also enforce our local zoning ordinance, as well as our local grading and soil erosion ordinance. But the intent of that building code is to make sure that the structures that people are occupying are safe, that they're ventilated, that there's proper emergency access, to make sure that you and your family are safe, whatever building you're visiting.
And then as we head into the winter months, some of those inspections that people have for their buildings or their homes, they may be checking up on those in the new year. Can you tell us a little bit about those inspections, whether it's mechanical, electrical? You talked a little bit about the soil erosion, but maybe about how someone would get an inspection by some of those township officials here in West Bloomfield.
So all of our inspections are generally are a result of someone filing an application with our office. We have, as you mentioned, plumbing inspectors, building inspectors, electrical inspectors. They all have a specific trade that they're licensed with the state on. So all of our inspectors are licensed. They will come out and do the inspection depending on the type of work that's involved. And that's where you'll either get an approval sticker or you could get a denial sticker. But that denial sticker is obviously just ensuring that it's complying with the codes, and then we'll come out and do a re-inspection if there's issues. And our inspectors here really are good at guiding you or your contractor and what they can do to ensure that they're complying with the building code.
And Gordon, as we head into 2022, as West Bloomfield Township Building Director, is there anything else that you want the West Bloomfield residents to know if they're looking to obtain a permit or get some of those inspections headed into the new year?
So I guess my advice would be come give us a call, come see us. We're here to help you through your construction project. A lot of time people think that the building department is obstructionist or in the way, when ultimately we want you to build, we want you to make those improvements, but we want it to be safe for future generations.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Gordon.
Thank you for having me.